Good afternoon and welcome to the studio. I'm here at St Ced's Church here on my own, but it's really good to be here to present the studio this week. It's slightly chaotic today, it feels, as I forgot one of the cables. I just rushed back to the other church to get one of the cables, but here we are. Anyway, we are here. We've got an exciting day today with interview with Elaine coming up. The Garden Project, let me just reintroduce that to you. That's at St Stephen's on Wednesdays. There is a children's activities going on there. That's at 213 Manners Way. Starts at 10 o'clock. So here's a little intro to the garden.
Project leader here at the garden at Life Streams. Information about the garden at Life Streams, contact me via my email address shown above or on our social media sites. I look forward to seeing you soon.
So Dawn will welcome you there in that wonderful surroundings. It's we're putting more plants and things in there, and you are welcome to take part in that project. Bring a plant, bring a shrub, and we'll plant it and see it grow. We're worshipping there Friday evening as well from 6 o'clock. If you want to book in, send us your request. We can book you in. I'll send you the details. Question today, big question today, is how do we live with different struggles? What is success? We all want to seek success. We're in the midst of the Olympics. Really interesting interview with Helen Glover this morning, saw on the BBC about she and Polly Swan came fourth, and I think that's the fifth in the rowing, the fifth time someone's come fourth in these Olympics. And she was saying that success is her training, her struggle. I'm not sure if struggle is the right word, but her focusing to get to the Olympics, to overcome all the things that she has in life to get there and to compete and to have a chance to win gold. But it's not all about gold, silver and bronze. We often put our focus upon that as being success, or maybe even just the gold as success. But for her, it was not just the taking part, but being able to be part of that and competing. And to get fourth is actually really amazing. When you reflect back on that, defining success may be different things for different people. That's in elite sport. How do we define success in our lives, in our kind of everyday lives, let's put it that way? Love to hear your comments. If you want to put your comments down while we're live, I'm on the Facebook Live page. I can get the YouTube page up if there's anybody watching on YouTube live. You can put your comments on afterwards. You can send us an email at studio@livestreams.org.uk. I'm not quite sure if I can get that on the screen. Carol, it's really nice to see you. Oh, that was a glimpse of Carol. Don't know where that came from. We've got an interview with Elaine following on from the interview with Carol last week, which I thought was really, really interesting, and we got some really good feedback to say how much that helped people. And we go a little bit deeper today as well with Elaine. Oh yeah, the things did come up. The studio at livestreams.org.uk, the phone number's there as well, and our website address. So I was talking to Elaine about living with cancer, and again this interview is quite personal, very sensitive, but we are hoping that people out there in particularly the community around St Sed's will be helped by this, and to say that we are here to support you, to help you. And so with no further introduction, I caught up with Elaine last week on the back of talking to Carol. So this is what Elaine had to say. Elaine, welcome to the studio. We spoke to Carol last week about about her having a stroke. You also got a story to tell that you were keen for people to hear about, and that was about living with cancer. So again, it's a very sensitive subject. If there's anybody out there that wants to contact us, if you want someone to talk to, we can put you in touch with Elaine if that's appropriate, or talk to us at studio@livestreams.org.uk is the email address. You can call us on 01702 300 402, or you can put your comments, your questions while we are live online. We're on Facebook and YouTube, as you know, and so we're just going to have a little 5-10 minute chat, and Elaine's going to tell us what you've been through, and so many people out there I think will be able to identify with this. So Elaine, tell us about what's happened to you.
It was 2019 March. A couple of weeks before lockdown, I went to the doctors. She examined me and she said I've got bowel cancer. The same week I went up to hospital and it was confirmed that I've got bowel cancer. And then lockdown happened and I had to try and come to terms with it. I prayed and prayed and prayed. I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't have people round. I found that the most difficult thing, really, trying to come to terms with it. But I did in the end. I had the oncologist phone me I had radiotherapy, and then I had chemo after that for 6 months. And then after that, I had CT scan, and he found that I've got a tumour on my pelvis. So I had to go through the whole procedure again. More radiotherapy, which lasted, I had to have 12 of those. And now I'm waiting for the oncologist after I've had another CT scan to see if that's gone down and the bowel's gone down. But he told me that I'd have to have more chemotherapy. That's the story really, and I keep praying and praying and praying. Up to now, I'm not in any pain. I'm not thinking about it. I've come to terms with it. A little while ago, I was told by the oncologist that I'd got crumbling bones and that I'd got collapsed rib. So I had to have MRI scan for that. Turns out it's osteoporosis. So I'm going to get treatment for that. But it is scary, but you do come to terms with it in the end. And I find that if I keep praying, I get the peace that I need instead of getting myself in a state. I'm getting a lot of help where I am, where I'm living now, in Holbridge. There's a lot of people there always say to me, if you want anything or I can do anything, let us know. Really lovely neighbours, and that's all I can tell you really.
So sometimes that's a barrier, isn't it? When we like to be independent, many people like, but you become dependent on other people as well, don't you?
Yeah, you do, but I like to keep my independence, and I keep getting told off for that with the family.
So it's about getting a balance, isn't it? When you need some help,
that's
you need
right.
some help.
Yeah.
And there's people around to talk to. Do they where you live?
I talk to my two sisters more than I talk to my husband's family. Because one of my sisters, she's had a valve operation. She's more understanding. And that's helped. And she just said to me, just plod on as you are. You know, you can't create at all. It's just prayer. I find prayer has really helped me.
Right.
So, just carry on as long as you can. But when I was diagnosed, I was told I've got 3 years. A year and a half, nearly a year and a half is gone now. I'm just praying that I get through this. I won't get through it because it is terminal. And I was stage 4. So I'm just trying to get as much life as I can. Pray for it.
Does it change your outlook on life?
Yeah, I think I'm more understanding with people. I mean, take Carol for instance. I'm more understanding of her now because she's been through a lot. And we talk about it, and we just help each other through.
So I remember, like a few years ago, no one would ever talk about cancer. It was one of those things that it was a taboo subject.
That's right. Yeah.
And I still think, my impression is that it's still like that to a certain extent. The cancer word is a difficult word for people to receive. You're being very brave, talking about it here in front of everyone.
Well, I think the main thing, if you've got anything wrong with you, because I'm a bit stubborn actually, if there's anything wrong with me, Carol's nodding, I don't go to the doctors until it's really, really necessary. Well, I'm saying to everybody, if there's the slightest thing wrong with you, get to that doctor's if you can. Because that's what I should have done and I didn't. So really, you could say it's a bit of neglect, really. But just one of those things.
Yeah.
Take after my mother.
So how did you come to terms with having cancer when they first diagnosed you? Was it
I just kept
a
crying
shock
and
at the
crying.
time?
It
Yeah.
was a shock.
Yeah.
And I remember crying my eyes out to my sister-in-law on the phone.
Mm.
And I said to her, there's nobody I can talk to face to face.
Mm.
It's different on the phone.
Yeah.
If you've got somebody there face to face, I think it helps.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
talking on the phone
Yeah.
didn't help me at all.
No.
So the next best thing, or the important thing, I prayed. And that's helped me along.
Yeah. It must have been really, really difficult then through lockdown.
Oh, it was
When you-
devastating. Absolutely devastating. But just tried to carry on as much as I could.
Yeah.
Nothing else I could do. But, in the end, you do accept what is wrong. And you just have to go along with it. Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
All I can do is keep praying and just carry on as long as I can.
Yeah. Or do you appreciate each and every day more now than perhaps before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes automatically.
Yeah. Without thinking about it.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're very brave the way you've faced these last couple of years.
Yeah, I've had to be.
Yeah. So if there is anybody watching in a similar kind of situation, or perhaps they've just been diagnosed or whatever, what would you say to them?
Keep praying.
Yeah.
Accept it. It's going to take a long time, but just keep praying. And then you'll find this peace will come over you.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel.
Yeah. Elaine, thank you ever so much. Thanks for coming in and sharing this time with us. I'm sure people watching this will benefit from that and feel the encouragement that they've got from you. So thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
If you want to speak to us, as I said earlier, do get in contact. We're here to support anyone in the community in any ways that we can. So contact studio@livestream.org.uk or call us on the phone 01702 300 402. So there's some really good advice there from Elaine. Just ask God's blessing upon Elaine and Carol, and thank you for sharing these last couple of weeks. I'm sure it has helped many people. If you want to share something of your story, again, please let us know so that we can help the people in our communities. The studio is here to connect with people online and meet them in person. We've done lots of connecting online. We're beginning to do the meeting in person thing now, and I know there is still reluctance for people to come in. It's a big space here at St Sed's. We can have tea and coffee outside, inside, and safely. We want to be serving our community, so please do get in contact with us. One person who is our counsellors, people who work for the council as opposed to one-to-one counselling, counsellors, elected counsellors, are there to represent people in our local communities, and they are the ears, the eyes and the ears in the community as well. They're really in touch with things going on locally. And I caught up with Keith Evans, and we're going to show you that interview next week. So if you have any comments, any ideas, any thoughts about that, do let us know. How can we as the church influence, how can we support our local community here in the Mendip Tricot Estates and in the surrounding areas? I think that's all we have time for in the studio this week. That question of the day about success, how do you define success? Please send in your thoughts, studio@livestreams.org.uk, or Colin at Livestreams. You can contact us. The Livestreams website is there as well, with all the contact details. Thank you for your support. God bless you, and I'll see you again 1:30 next week. All I've got to do is find out how to get out of here. Bye.